we got the International up in the air and trying to get ready to pull the clutch. I got Noah here helping. I'm going to let this run a little bit because my battery's just kind of low on it, but I'm plumb ashamed of what this thing looks like after sitting all that time. You know, after I blew that tire out, we changed that nose over to that yellow nose. I didn't drive it a lot after that. It kind of aggravated me, so we're going to try to get that taken care of. And I've got a set of simulators I want to put on this truck. Go ahead and finish repainting the front and getting it cleaned back up, repaint the black and the bed and all that. But I really like this truck. You know, sort of my favorite truck. And the good thing about this is with the steel bed, 21 foot, I can haul dualies and 4 doors and, you know, 4-door long bed trucks, and I've hauled little dump trucks, everything you can think of on this one. So anyway, we're trying to get this clutch changed out. I'm going to show you what the clutch looks like. We haven't got it out yet. We've just gotten started here. Here's the new one. This runs a button clutch. I don't like them, but well, I got to live with them. The problem with these are, it seems like they wear the flywheels out really quick and bad, so we're going to look at this flywheel and see what we're going to have to do. I've got another one I can change it if I have to, but there's fresh plate. And of course, I'll show you something else. Okay, here's what I wanted to show you. I looked this part number up through U-Haul, and then I got a hold of a company that had it up in Pennsylvania and bought it. On the U-Haul site, because U-Haul don't have them available now, but on the U-Haul site, these came with a release bearing. And then I get this box, you see that extra hole, and that extra hole, but no release bearing. I think it's Noah's fault. I think he stole it. But here is what got me. There's my number through International, and this number here that was taped over, I looked it up, and I don't think that one comes with the release bearing. So I kind of got cheated out of release bearing, I feel like. But so that release bearing is about $90. So I've got to run and pick one of them up. They've got one in stock at CarQuest, my local CarQuest, because it's just the bearing itself. It's not the holder, and I'll show you that as we get it out. But so you just replace the bearing on the end of it, and it fits a lot of different trucks. So it's not just you know, to an International. This they used in a Freightliner and GMCs, a bunch of other trucks too. So, but we'll get it out here. Okay, what we do is we get everything ready except for the last couple bolts, and we let the truck back off the blocks, and then we build a sort of a pedestal for the transmission. I slid the transmission back. Now we're going to lift the truck back off the transmission and leave it sit right where it's at. That's what we're going to do now. Alright, we got it picked up off. We're blocking it, cribbing it back. Remember, just for safety, we keep the wrecker hooked to it all the time. That way we can go above it and get everything done. Kick the bottom end though. Kick the bottom end around. A little more, a little more. That's good. Alright. Knees down. Alright. I'm going to shut this thing off, and then we'll get the first plate stuff off of it. Okay. Now, like I said, we got the wrecker hooked to it, and we got it on these solid oak blocks, so don't have to worry about it moving. Got the wheel shock where it can't roll, so we're good to go. Now I can come right above the transmission and get the clutch out. Let me check it, throw it back out and see what the issue was with it. Well, it don't sound bad. Yeah, something was going on in that clutch though. This thing was grabbing every once in a while and not wanting to stop. See this bracket right here, this all stays with it, this bearing just presses on. That's why it's unbelievable. It'd be a $90 bearing. But anyway, definitely needs it. You see where it's worn on the surface like it's been slipping on it. The thing might be locking up too. That bearing might be locking up every once in a while. No, I see the center of the clutch is out. I see some shiny on the springs in there, so that's probably gonna be our issue. But we'll grab the impact and knock this off there real quick. All right. Okay. We found the issue. For some reason, it ain't together anymore. Okay, folks. So this is Wednesday. We started on the rollback on the clutch on Saturday. Of course, you know, about 2 or 3 hours in, and then we had to stop because flywheel issues. I'm going to show you the flywheel that's on it. It was wore down in real bad where the where that button clutch had been slipping, and I knew it's slipping, and I knew better. But you know, the button clutches are so hard; they wear in real hard. Okay, the other flywheel that I was going to use, I thought was good. I pulled the pressure plate and clutch off the old engine, and it had cracks in it that you could stick your fingers in. I've never seen cracks as bad as it had. So anyway, I had to order this. I decided instead of going local and picking up the throwout bearing for the $90, that I could order it online since I had a little bit of time and get it for, I think, $40-something. So anyway, waiting on it. They should be here tomorrow. They'll be Thursday, and I get to work on this. Weather's really nice. Now they're coming in the mail, so they'll get here around 10, 11 o'clock. This, of course, they UPS'd. I thought they was going to FedEx it, but this is for a 14-inch clutch, and this is, I mean, it's new. It's not reconditioned or nothing like that. So everything should be new. I'm sure that this will be the last time I have to do this to this truck. Not running like we used to run, you know. I don't see it wearing it out, or unless something was to happen to break. But anyway, we're going to get back on this tomorrow, and I just want to show you the flywheel. Okay, folks, next day, got my throwout bearing, got my pilot bearing, so we're good to go there. I wanted to show you the old flywheel. I went ahead and pulled it off. This is the one that was just worn, it wasn't cracked. Now the other one that I went and pulled a clutch and pressure plate off of that I was gonna use it. I had a friend of mine had it. It was cracked, and it was cracked so bad you could stick your fingernails in it. I've never seen one crack as bad as it did. Almost looks like a hairline crack there. But anyway, the reason I didn't want to turn this one, okay, as you can see, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing I ever seen. I could actually, I mean, it's not much at all. But here's the problem. Evidently, it had been turned before or surfaced before, because you can see how close, or how the clutch got into it. And it was, I'll get the other clutch and show you, but the bolts stick out, and the depth on this is just not, there's just not much there. And I didn't want to do it again and then run into other issues. I can check the thickness probably. I don't know how well I can check it with this, but yeah, I'm too blind to do it. There's definitely a big difference in surface area from the ring gear. So anyway, we'll get this together. One more time, I'm going to tell you, I don't like these buttons because the other clutch wasn't wore out. There's not much meat on these at all, but you can see what it done to here. So the suggestion I'm going to give you, that I should have listened to myself, but don't drive a vehicle with a button clutch when it starts slipping at all. Now this thing was slipping for a year, and when it would hit a hill, you know, with the load on, you could feel it a little bit and you'd let off. And so I didn't let it slip, you know, just revving up or anything like that, but I knew that it was slipping just a little bit, and that's what I ended up with. Like I said, it had already been turned before, so you know, this thing really needed replaced. So all right, we've got everything new for it, pilot bushing, and we'll get it in. And this one sounds terrible. It actually sounds worse than what the throwout bearing sounds on the other one, but like I said, we got the new throwout bearing. It's kind of ironic, this thing being $90. Which I got this one a lot cheaper because I got it online, but I mean, it's still an SKF, so it's the same brand. You know, it's not a cheap knockoff, but it's just a lot cheaper online. And so that's all there is to that. And it just presses on your cast iron throwout bearing sleeve, and then we'll go ahead and start getting this thing in. And like I said, it's Thursday, so we started on this thing Saturday, and it should have already long been done. But like I said, you can't do anything when you don't have parts. Okay, the throwout bearing's in, or release bearing, whatever you want to call it. There's a grease fitting on here, but now this grease fitting does not grease that bearing. All it greases is the shaft where it slides on there. So it's a good idea to do it before you put it together, because the way this thing's set up, you can get through it through the bottom cover, but the clutch fork is actually in the way, so it's kind of hard to get to. So you're better off doing it beforehand. Just slide it out far enough to get to it and grease it and roll from there. We're going to go ahead and get the truck fired up, the wrecker, and we're going to set this thing back down where it belongs so we can try and slide this in. Alright, transmission's back in, and we're back down to 2 blocks. So I should be able to get up under there and get everything hooked back up pretty quick. See what we can do. Kind of hard to see up here, but on top of the transmission, the shifter just bolts right down in with 4 bolts, and usually I just take it loose and pull it up from inside, or not all the way out, but just lay it over the side. That way I don't have to take the shifter boot off or nothing. But I want to show you what I done. Put it back in from the bottom side, but evidently I put it in backwards, because now we have a passenger side shifter instead of a driver's side shifter. So it's clear over here instead of way over there. And it still shifts, but I got the shifter on backwards, so got to pull it off, flip it back around, bolt it down. Well, I learned one thing: it'll go on backwards. All right, we're trying to get everything finished, hooked up. I was gonna hook up the immersion brake and adjust it, but I wanted to show you the amount of play. I mean, it needs bushed, but I was lucky I have another one. There we go, you can really see it there. But you know, there's oil and stuff up in there, but that'd have been a good idea if they had put a grease fitting on that, but they didn't. So we're going to go ahead and change that out, since I've got an extra right here. Seems to be in better shape. So hopefully we can get this thing done. Okay, so we got her all done. Now we got to start the truck up and hopefully get her down. Alright, we've got these blocks and we'll drop her down. If anybody is wondering, these straps as a basket are actually 18,500 pounds. This truck by itself weighs about 13,000, and we're only picking up one end of it. So plenty of strap for it. All right, I guess now we're going to get her fired up, and I'll take her down the road. I got to unload the lawnmower off the back of it where it's been sitting. But of course, it needs cleaned up bad. All right, show you more. Well, I'm off on a test ride and everything's fine. Needed to get some fuel anyway in it, but clutch lets out a little farther down than I like, and let me see, so I've been a little bit high. I'm not sure why, so I have to check a few things out on it, but I definitely got to get it cleaned up. That's the most important thing right now, but it's terrible. I'd be afraid to take it to a call at all, but anyway, appreciate everybody watching, and until next time, bye.